Swayam Prabha. Digital India. Educated India.
Welcome to the second session of business plan. So, we have already seen the introduction and the business background, and today we are going to discuss the remainder of the business plan. You are actually trying to sell your business to the audience. So, put yourself in the shoes of the audience or investors. What do you think that you would be interested to know from somebody to make an investment decision? Just place that on your presentation rather than anything else. Just eliminate anything and everything, elimination of which does not change your business plan, that does not change the sharpness, the edge of your selling proposition. You should eliminate them. So, try to focus and eliminate unnecessary garnishing. You are not here to make things beautiful. People do not have time to understand, time to read all of that. Be to the point. Now, at some place in your business plan, suppose you are making a presentation in PowerPoint or you are writing in the form of say a Word document, it makes sense to give a business model canvas, wherein the major items will be visible at one place. In the item of things or say index contents, if you mention that page number so and so contains the business model canvas, chances are very high that their attention or investors' attention will go to that particular page. They will get a bird's eye view about your entire business. So, try to focus on that. In the previous session, we have talked about different chapters. You may call it chapters or sections or something. It is not necessary that formally you have to mention that this is my chapter number 1, but executive summary, the business background, market demand, competition, strategy, resources, financial outlay, risk. These are the sections that must be contained in a business plan. So, we have already seen the chapter 1 and 2. We will see chapter 3, that is market demand. Market is most important because the most important event for any startup is the point when somebody is bringing out the wallet from his or her pocket and making payment in exchange for your goods or services. That is the happening moment, happening event of a startup. So, you have to find somebody, not somebody, many people, increasing number of people who will be paying in exchange for your goods and services, and at a price that will give you profit. So, profitable price and sufficient number of customer or growing number of customer. So, you need to understand what is the structure of the market, what is the size of the market, how the market has grown so far, and how is it going to grow moving forward, and how much of that pie, the total market you are targeting to capture. This information with the data will give your audience a complete picture, a clear picture about your sustainability as a business. If you are not clear about this, then rest of the things will not really catch their fancy. Suppose you can say that market size is say 100 and there are existing players who are kind of catering to say 60 and the market is growing like at the rate of 30% year on year. So, we are targeting to capture say 5% of the market in the first year, maybe 10% in the second year, maybe 15% in the third year. That data will give your audience confidence that okay, you understand the market and you have a clear plan as to how much of the market you are going to capture, and then moving forward you are going to tell them what is your strategy, how you are going to acquire customer, and then how you are going to give them so much satisfaction that customers will come back again and again repeatedly, and they will become evangelist for you, meaning they will spread word of mouth to other customers, and growing number of customers will come, and your customer acquisition cost is going to go down. So, demand supply and this clarity is absolutely essential. This is the information that your audience is eager to know, and it will give them the confidence that you would like to gain. In fact, you should convince this particular point to yourselves before even starting to start a business. So, unless you are confident that the market is good enough and you have sufficient wherewithal to capture market, you have a wonderful story that will resonate with the customer, and the customers will become loyal to your company, your brand, you should not start. You should be absolutely confident, only then you will start. And if you are confident, the rest of the presentation is a cakewalk, because if you are confident, you will be able to command and convince your audience that yes, you have the right recipe to become successful in the marketplace. Manufacturing, buying raw material, logistics, this can be taken care of with maybe even professionals, but if your product is not something that the customers are willing to buy, this is going to give you so much stress that this is unsurmountable. Now, next is competition. Competition is primarily means you can win over competition primarily by your USP. Do you have a superior value proposition? You have competitors, they have similar kind of products, may or may not. Now, if they have similar kind of products, what is your differentiator? Are your differentiators superior compared to your competitors? What is the unique selling propositions that you have and that you are going to tell your audience that is going to help you to acquire customers from competitors, and they are going to buy your product, not really those of your competitors. What is that USP? You have to be clear. Some of the USPs we have discussed in the previous day. Here in the competition, you can even talk about the Porter's 5 forces, and if you really can give a wonderful analogy and a comparison as to the competition in the marketplace, perhaps there will be clarity, and your audience will know that you are familiar that competition is multi-pronged, and you have some strategy to challenge them head on, and they will become confident that okay, you are prepared, you know the competition and you are prepared to get over the competition. A strategy. Okay, the quotation here is, we shall either find a way or make one, meaning that we will win, either we will find a way to win or we will create new strategy to win. So, a strategy is to win over competition, a strategy is to attract customer, that will include telling a wonderful story that will resonate with your customer, and they become emotionally attached to your brand. So, before that you have to understand the customers. Your audience would like to know whether you know the customer's persona, what are their challenges, what are their likings, dislikings, what are their needs, what they will definitely demand. If you have the clarity, rest is how you are going to build them, and are they superior compared to competitors. So, in this place, do not exaggerate your opportunities, nor gloss over the risk. If you hide the risk, your audience will know that there are risks that you are not aware of. Even if you are aware of, you are not telling, so they will think that you are not aware of. That is going to kill your that will make the presentation useless. So, rather than making something useless, be very clear about competition, give your competitors enough space, meaning try to elaborate that they have this strength, what is their value proposition, and then how your value proposition is superior. So, do not suppress anything, because everything is known to everybody. Be realistic, tell your strategy to beat the competition. Now, how you can remain competitive, how you can gain pricing power and win over competition. These are all part of the strategies, and we have discussed that earlier in a presentation talking about competitive advantage and pricing power and all that. So, something like technology, like your protected intellectual property right, your effort to continuously improve the technology and then protecting that, etc., will give confidence to your audience. If you have seen Shark Tank, any of the episodes of Shark Tank, when somebody says that I have already filed a patent and my technology is protected and I have acquired something like say 10 customers or say 50 customers, immediately investors become interested. So, those are the competitive wall, those are the moat that you create around your business, and competition cannot enter into and win your customers away. This is resources. Mark Twain says mockingly, it is not the size of the dog in the fight, it is the fight in the dog. Meaning, you may have hundreds of resources, you may say that I have 100 tech guys, but whether it is 100 tech guys or 5 tech guys, what is their output, what are their strength, where do they come from, and how much do they deliver, that matters. So, you have to really talk about the different departments or sections of your business, and then who are going to manage them, who are going to look after the business process management, who are looking after marketing, what are their credentials, who are looking after operations, what are their credentials and how are they doing it. Financial outlay, this is very important, because this is where you are going to tell your audience where the money is, what can they expect from the business. So, you are going to show them a projected financials from where they are going to understand that if I invest in this company, these are the outcomes, these are the things that we can expect. So, one thing among financials is whether you have made the financial outlay as to how much money you need. At the end of the presentation, you are going to tell them that I need say $5 million. So, the question will come back, what are you going to do with this $5 million? So, you must have a clear idea that these are the things that I am going to do, which are going to cost me this and total money is this, and I am going to invest this, or I have already invested this, shortfall is this, and this I am expecting from the investors. So, that now they can negotiate as to what should be the dilution, etc. But then do not unnecessarily burden with lot of data. You should keep all the data in the annexure. Here you should mention that these are the total requirement of fund, this is the money that I am bringing or co-founders are bringing, and this is the shortfall, or maybe my friend's relative has brought this is a shortfall, I am looking to the investors for this. In the next slide, you should show the gist or the glimpse of your projected financials, including the historical financials. Suppose you have already operated for 6 months or a year. So, what is the turnover, what is the cash burn or profit or whatever you have made, just 2-3 lines. And then next you should show that this is my future projection about financial outlay, that means this is the amount of money I need to invest. Then what is your sales moving forward, second year, third year, fourth year, fifth year, maybe you should make a projection of 5 years or so. Though people will tell us that future does not actually hold anything, because everything is going to go topsy-turvy moving forward, nothing normally materializes as we predict, but still there should be something, some guidance based on which our investors are going to make a decision, and they are going to think that okay, I actually am planning something, I have a plan. So, just to have a plan, we make projections, and every month perhaps this projection will change, nobody cares about that, it is perfectly okay. So, we need to make a projection about our turnover, profit and cash flow that is going to happen moving forward, and then eventually we are not going to run out of cash. We want to tell our audience that we are okay. So, you want to tell our audience, your audience, forecast profit loss account, cash flow statement and balance sheet. These three are highly essential. Particularly at the end, if you show the cash flow, people will be confident that okay, you have a positive cash flow moving forward. You are not going to run out of cash in the foreseeable future. 8th chapter or section is the last section, wherein you talk about the risk, opportunities, rewards and sensitivities. When you talk about risk or say crisis, you talk about uncertainties. Look at what John F. Kennedy has said. The word crisis has 2 syllables in Chinese. The first one says the danger, first one says danger and the second one says opportunities. That means, crisis means there is a danger, and if you can somehow work around it, you may come victorious and there will be an opportunity for you. In this regard, remember that great opportunities are always shrouded with danger or say disruption or uncertainties. If there would be no uncertainties and there is a great opportunity waiting there in the horizon, there will be umpteen number of people fighting to catch that opportunity, and within no time that opportunity will vanish. Only when there is a great opportunity that is kind of covered with a huge uncertainty and danger, only then people will be averse to even try to get close to that opportunity. People will not even look at the opportunity, they will look at the danger part of it or the uncertainty part of it. They will try to remain away from it. But smart entrepreneurs will know that this is the danger, beneath that there is a huge opportunity. So, they will try to somehow work around and get rid of the dangerous part of it and capture this opportunity and create wonderful enterprise with huge profit and then enact a success story. We frequently encounter things like opportunities, unbelievable opportunities. So, remember that if something looks too good to be true, that is actually too good to be true. So, somebody promises you that give me your money, I am going to give you 50% return per year over 10 years or 20 years or as long as you are there. So, you should ask yourself or you should tell yourself that this proposition is too good to be true, and anything too good to be true is actually, that means this man has a fraudulent intention. He is interested to just get your money and then run away. This happens. There are many scams of this kind. They come with a proposition which is too good to be true and people take it as if it is true, whereas smart people will always stay away from that. At the same time, the opposite is also true. If it is too dangerous, just do not think that it is too dangerous, just look beneath that. Is an opportunity waiting? Is it the fact that people are running away, whereas if I try to come up with a solution to really alleviate this danger, is there an opportunity? If it is there, that is an wonderful proposition to adopt and make business. There is something called sensitivities. Sensitivities is like how sensitive your business is in terms of fluctuation in price or fluctuation in input cost, fluctuation in salary, fluctuation in interest rate. So, in your financials you should make this different scenarios: optimistic, realistic, pessimistic. That means, optimistic means everything is going to go as per present scenario. Realistic means you take a slightly lesser optimistic view, Pessimistic means you think that everything may actually not transpire the way it is, and there may be some bit of downbit in everything. So, that it gives a clear idea about the risk and return to your audience. Reward is very important, and your audience is more interested to know about the reward. In whole of your presentation, your audience will be eagerly waiting when you are going to tell them that if you invest this amount of money, you are going to get this many x return in this many years. That is very important. So, forecast your projected financial from where they will get a cue as to what kind of reward they may expect. But you should all, as I said, give a 3 different scenarios: optimistic, realistic and pessimistic, so that the risk and reward both are understandable. This can be presented in the form of a graphics. In this context, know for a fact, there is a saying that a picture speaks 1,000 words. That means, by showing an image, relevant image, you can actually convey a lot of messages and you can reduce time of your presentation. For example, if you show this, that these are the risk, suppose the black ones are the risk, the x axis is the likelihood that this risk will actually happen, and the y axis is the impact that is going to create. Now, if there are big risk, this is going to create huge impact, but the likelihood of that happening is very less. You can eliminate them, ignore them. At least you give this presentation and write on every element that these are the risk, label them with the risk. I am looking forward, I am kind of expect these opportunities to happen, this risk to happen, and this is the size and this is likelihood. In a graph, your audience will know that okay, you are familiar about risk return, and here are they. Checklist on risk and opportunities. You create a checklist and present them everything on this graph, whether they are likely to happen or they are not likely to happen. As I said, reward must be very well articulated, because this is the information that investors are interested in. What is the payoff? So, this makes your audience happy if you say that return is very high, but then if it is unrealistic, they will know that you are cooking up a story. It is not going to materialize that way. As I said, sensitivities are dependent on the how sensitive your business is on changes in your assumptions. You assume that price will be this. If it changes by 5% downward or 5% upward, what is the implication? That is sensitivity. In the conclusion section, is almost like executive summary. You want to tell your audience, or you want to call to action to your audience. You have told your story in a big way, and now they are almost ready to make a decision. Now, you focus on the best components of your presentation, your competitive advantage, value proposition, how many customers you have already acquired, and then how happy they are. Maybe you show just before this you show a happy face of a customer who is just at the counter, and he or she has got the product and they are just happy. So, something like that, which will convey, or say you give some data here that we have already acquired this many customers, we have this IP, and customers are growing this way, etc., etc. This will call into action to your audience to make a decision about issuing the check to you, so that they will engage into negotiation, and then final discussion will be over. So, focus on conclusion as much as you focus on the executive summary. Any presentation is almost like a book or a story, or a, say, in a cinema, or in any story for that matter, you start with a bang, so that people remain in expectation throughout your presentation or throughout the cinema. Then you finish with another bang, so that the last experience is wonderful. Last experience is the lasting impression that your audience is going to have. First experience will keep them glued to the story. So, tell a story at the beginning, so that they remain in in expectation and finish it with a call to action, not literally, but with your data that you are presenting, they decide that yes, I am going to invest. The length should be something like 25-30 pages, not more than 35. Then the main chapters on that we have discussed, chapter 2 to 8 should be just 2 pages each, and the conclusion should be not more than a page. Style matters, meaning that even though I said that you should not keep on garnishing with unnecessary data, you should follow a lean philosophy always, meaning if you eliminate anything without reducing the value of your presentation, you should eliminate. But then style matters. Try to make a presentation. Your presentation, you understand that people are all emotional people. If you present something beautifully, half the thing is done. So, if they see that you have taken so much care in preparing everything, that does not waste their time, but that gives a wonderful impression, that matters. So, if you can present something that within 15 seconds they decide that yes, this is good, that is wonderful. Like present data in the form of graphics, that kind of attracts people's attention, it looks nice, and this also conveys the message clearly. It just rivet the message and they do not forget also. First of all, they assimilate, they grasp, and then they retain. So, in both way, image or graphics actually is a good idea, but then do not put too many unnecessary images. A wonderful image of your interior may matter, a happy customer may matter. You may also include something like some recommendation or some nice words from a customer that means from say social media or your review of your product. You can just put it verbatim with quotation, that will give confidence to your audience. So, try focusing on all those positives, even without any of these 8 sections. If you can really convey the message that resonate with your audience and your audience get a feel of the strength of your business model, the purpose is done. So, it is not necessary that you have to give a presentation for 20 minutes, 30 minutes. Even if there are 20 minutes of time, but within 5 minutes you convey so much information, so much confidence, you can inculcate so much confidence in the minds of your audience, good enough. They are going to make a decision. It is not necessary that more time, more presentation is going to make them happy. Nobody wants to listen to a big presentation. You should be able to grab the attention and keep it. See what Bill Gross has to say. Acceptance rate, Steve Blank, acceptance rate is only 0.3%. That means your audience actually sift through 300 proposals to select only one proposal. So, they are already burdened, they are bored. So, if you bore them more, they are going to go away. So, be precise and to the point. Most importantly, tell a story. You have to convey why customers have a severe pain and why you have a compelling reason to solve that pain or alleviate that pain. If you really can come to this level, that you have a wonderful story, a compelling story that is about a chronic pain in a customers, and your proposal and their pain is a wonderful match, a product market fit, that is going to sell. Like Huggies, if you have a story to tell your customers, you can tell the same here, that our customers are these and we are offering them this, and that is how they are going to remain, they are going to come to us and remain loyal customers. You can start with that story, that is going to be that is going to sell, and that throughout your presentation, that is going to resonate with your audience. Know your audience and give the information they need to make decisions. People say that, experts say that you have to cross the 7 C's to be able to succeed in a business plan journey, and those are clear, good plan, crisp, concise, consistent, coherent, credible and absolutely correct. Do not prevaricate or give false information. In conclusion, tell readers in a persuasive way everything they need to make decision. Try writing the plan yourselves, otherwise during presentation it may go haywire. Do not prepare it by somebody and then you try to tell people that I have a slide there to reply your question. So, you flip the pages, it does not go well. You should be confident that yes, this is this and this is not. Make your document easy to skim by using headlines, then subheads, graphics and list. Particularly in the contents, if you mention everything well, it will help your audience to understand what to expect from your presentation and where to find that. Some references, some books also, you can read them. Thank you very much. Here is a presentation by Sam Waltman. I have already mentioned earlier also, you can look at them and thank you.